Hey YouTube, Hickory Stick back with you once again. Interesting side project we got sitting on the bench here. That is 338 Lapua brass. Don't get too excited though. It's not for me, just a side project. I don't own one. A buddy of mine from work actually bought a Savage 110 and then came to realization that ammo is stupid expensive for a 338 Lapua. So he and I added it all up and figured out that it's about $5 to $6 a round to buy ammo for the thing, and I could load them for him for about $2.50 to $3 a round. So that's what I'm doing. He's got me loading a bunch of them for him. Loaded his first 20 actually. Had to go buy. He bought the dies. He bought all the components. I told him, you buy everything, I'll do it. Thought it'd be an interesting little thing to play with. Never played with something so large before. But principle's the same. Loads like everything else. But I digress. That's not the purpose of the video. This video is going to be a discussion. I'm looking towards my next rifle caliber. Or, well, not caliber, but my next rifle chambering. I want a 6.5 millimeter. Like everyone else, I like the 6.5 millimeter Kool-Aid. I think it's great. But me being me and not wanting to go along with the status quo, I have no intention of going and buying a 6.5 Creedmoor. Just not interested in doing it. Everybody shoots a 6.5 Creedmoor. What I really want is a 264 Win Mag. I really want one. I like it. I think it's an interesting cartridge. It's considered an obsolete cartridge. It's considered a dying cartridge. But you know what? I like it. But you all that watch my channel know how I am. I like 4570. I like 22-250. You know, everybody goes out and gets a 223 or a 224 Valkyrie to shoot 223 ammo. Not me. I go and buy a 22-250 with a fast twist barrel. Everybody goes out, in my area especially, goes out and buys 35 Waylands. Because where I'm at in Mississippi, our primitive weapon season, a primitive weapon is defined as a single shot rifle of 35 caliber or larger with an external hammer. Everybody goes out and buys 35 Waylands. Not me. I got a 4570. So I got no intention of doing a 6.5 Creedmoor. I want a 264 Win Mag. But there comes a problem with the 264 Win Mag. There's only one company that I can find that chambers a new rifle in 264 Win Mag, and that is Winchester in their Model 70. I love Model 70s. I think Model 70 is the finest bolt-action rifle that's ever been made. I don't care what you Remington guys say about your Remington 700s. I mean, Remington stole the name for their rifle from Winchester. Winchester had a Model 70 first. Remington comes out with a Model 700. That ain't no coincidence. I don't care what you say about your Remington 700. The Winchester Model 70 is the finest bolt-action rifle that's ever been made. I love them. Yeah, the push feed years were kind of, just so-so. But the pre-64 control feed and the new control feed now, there is nothing better. It is the pinnacle of bolt-action rifle design. Winchester, though, has a major problem. They make stupid decisions and they make stupid marketing decisions. And what I mean by that is back in the annals of time, in the 1950s, when Winchester came out with a 264 Win Mag, it was developed around the 140 grain bullet, which is all well and good. They used a 9-inch twist barrel, stabilized the 140 grain bullet. They shoved it really fast. But Winchester has the problem where they're stupid in the fact that they don't have any flexibility in their designs. They designed the 264 Win Mag around that 140 grain bullet with that 1 and 9 twist barrel, and that's all they designed it for. Well, this is what it's going to shoot. That's all it's going to shoot. That's all we're going to do with it. Is that right there. The cartridge never really took off. The 7mm rim mag came out later. People picked it up. The 264 Win Mag never really took off because there wasn't really that much flexibility in it. It was designed around one dadgum bullet. Fast forward to now. Everybody and their brother is jumping on the 6.5mm bandwagon. When I was looking at 6.5 cartridges, knowing that I didn't want to do a Creedmoor, there's 15 or 20 6.5mm cartridges out there. And the 264 is one of the older ones. But if you look at all of the 6.5mm cartridges, the people that make guns chambered in a 6.5mm round, they make their guns with an 8-twist barrel, 1 and 8. So they'll stabilize, they're heavier than 140 grainers. Because bullet technology has come a long way since the 1950s when the 264 Win Mag was developed. We got heavier 6.5mm bullets now. We got VLD bullets now. Bullet technology has evolved. And therein is where Winchester is stupid. Because if you go look up a Winchester 264 Win Mag, being in a Model 70, being the same rifle that has been made for all these years, Winchester, in a stupid marketing decision, they're still sticking determinately with that 1 and 9 twist. Everybody else makes a 1 and 8 twist in a 6.5mm. Why, if you are this major corporation and you've got this round, this proprietary round that has been around since the 50s, and you're still chambering a gun in it, why are you so determined that you're going to cling to that 9 twist rate? Nobody wants that crap. It won't stabilize more than a 140 grain bullet. It won't stabilize a VLD bullet. Nobody wants that nonsense. Everybody wants a 1 and 8 twist. Why wouldn't you build your proprietary cartridge in a rifle with a 1 and 8 twist? It's stupid marketing decision. It's ignorant. I really want a 264 Win Mag, but I don't want a 1 and 9 twist. I want a 1 and 8 twist. The problem with going out and buying a Model 70 is, in order to get the 1 and 8 twist barrel that I want, I would have to go buy the rifle and then have it rebarreled, which is totally outside of any feasible budget, because I don't know if you've looked at the prices of a Model 70 lately, but Model 70s are expensive. And then on top of that, you got to go get, if you want a good barrel, you got to go pay for the good barrel. Then you got to pay for the gunsmithing to have it installed. I don't have the tools that's necessary to go fit in a barrel to a rifle. So I'm going to have a gunsmith do it. That's way outside of any feasible budget. I would end up having probably over $2,000 in this rifle. Well, that led me to looking at other 6.5mm rounds. Even though I desperately want a 264 Win Mag, it's no feasible way to get one how I want it. I'm not going to go settle for a 1 and 9 twist when I can't shoot heavier bullets. When I got to looking at the different 6.5mm rounds, like I said, there's 15 or 20 of them. I got to looking more closely at one that I had not looked at before, and that's a 260 Remington. 260 Remington was a Wildcat cartridge. It is nothing more than a .308 Winchester necked down to 6.5mm. The Wildcatters started it way back whenever the .308 came out. They necked her down to a 6.5mm, and they started playing with it. Well, I don't know exactly when it happened. I didn't look that deep into the history of it, but somewhere along the lines, Remington being Remington, this is why I don't like Remington. Remington being Remington, always ready and willing to pick something up and make it their own and make profit off of something that somebody else has already put the effort into figuring out. Here they come, just like with the 22-250 that was a Wildcat round that they picked up and said, oh, somebody's already put a whole lot of work into figuring out this round. Let's just grab it and make it our own, call it something different, and sell it under our name. Well, they did the same thing with the 260 Remington. It was a Wildcat round made out to .308. And what did they do? They went in there and they stamp their name on it, Remington, and call it a 260 Remington. Well, I can get guns chambered in that, and I can get new guns chambered in that, and I can get them in an 8 twist. So, sounds like that's what I'm gonna have to go with. So I'm gonna end up going, I think, with the 260 Remington. From what I have seen, it's got basically the same ballistics as the 264 Win Mag, but it does have one major thing going for it that the 264 Win Mag does not, and that is that the 260 Remington is not a belted cartridge. The 264 Win Mag is a belted cartridge. Shares the same cartridge size as a 300 Win Mag, a 7mm rim mag. It's a big belted cartridge, which we all know belted cartridges are notorious for having a short case life. Since the 260 Remington is based off of the 308 cartridge, you get a lot better case life. As I said, I can get a new rifle for a reasonable price, chambered in it with an 8 twist barrel. So the whole point of the video is this. I really want a 264 Win Mag, but it's not feasible to get one price-wise. I'm going to have to go to an alternate. I think my best alternate is the 260 Remington. But Winchester, get with the program. Stop being so dang inflexible with your guns. Every Model 70 chambering that Winchester does that's not the most common, like a 30-06 or a 270 or a 300 Win Mag. The other ones like 223, 22-250, 264 Win Mag, they've got a stupid twist rate on the barrel. 22-250, they've got something like a 1 in 12. 223, they got like a 1 in 9. 264 Win Mag, they got a 1 in 9. It's a stupid twist rate. So get with the program, Winchester. You'll sell more rifles if you make your barrels the way people want to use them for the rounds that people want to shoot. Give us something with some better twist rates. Quit being so inflexible. Quit being so stubborn on what you're doing. You make a fantastic rifle. The technology for the ammo has evolved, but your rifle chambering and your rifle barrel hadn't evolved with it, and you refuse to let it evolve. I just had to get that off my chest because I've been stewing on this for several days. We're going to get back to reloading the next couple of days. I thought about doing a short series on this 338 Lapua mag, but I'm not going to have the rifle. This is going to be my buddy's rifle, and I'm just going to load rounds for him and send them to him. He's going to shoot them and send them back to me and the casings and give me a report on which ones shoot the best. So I don't think I'm going to do a video series on it. But we're going to get back to loading our 30-06, our 22-250, and our 45-70, and I'm fixing to start saving up money to go get us a 6.5mm rifle for the channel that we can shoot. That's where we stand. Hope this video made some sense. Maybe somebody will see it that needs to see it. And until next time, y'all have a good one.